All right, folks. So this is kind of what I've done mostly today, a little bit on the evenings during this week, but mostly today. Um, I completely redesigned the main ramp in the middle, and I redesigned the right ramp a bit. Orbits are completely different, somewhat non-existent, but somewhat kind of existent. It's interesting. It's far from done. I still probably have another day's worth of work to do, which I'll get a good chunk done tomorrow. But if I go to a top view on this. So what did I do? Um, well, this ramp now, if I isolate this and show you, isolate, now looks like this. It's a very complexy type of thing. It's not just one swoosh like it used to be. It's got all kinds of entrances, and it's got a couple exits on the back end. All right, so the idea is you have your flipper down here. You can use the flipper, hit this middle ramp, come back down and around, right? Because this ramp, if I do this, this ramp comes around to the flipper, right? So upper flipper can do that. The right orbit now also comes onto this ramp back to the left flipper. The left orbit loops around and comes back to this ramp to the right, to the left flipper. Now, why did I do this and not have a full orbit? Well, if you notice, I took away the ramp that was in the middle right here. And my thinking is, since the left shot brings you to this ramp and this ramp, the ramp that was in the middle brought you to this ramp, it was kind of redundant. So I didn't want that. Instead, I put a scoop here. So now I can have some game modes and things kind of set with the scoop. Um, okay, so everything's kind of coming to this left flipper. Great, but that's like kind of boring. Like there's not a lot of uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Variety with that, right? Well, that's what this little device right here is. If I bring this up, move this around, this is going to be the vine diverter. That when this pops down, it drops the ball off this ramp. And yes, I need to finish up this little section here, but it's going to drop the ball off the ramp and bring you ultimately to the lower left or to the upper left flipper down here. So from that means left orbit, right orbit, and center loop can all drop you back to this upper left hand flipper, or can all send you down to the lower left flipper. Or, for example, let's say you have a ball locked right here. Because you can have a ball locked right here. Well, if your ball is locked here, your left orbit, right orbit, and center shot can just drop you to this left flipper. I don't have to worry about trying to drop this thing down and do all kinds of timing and everything. I could. I mean, I'm gonna have opto or some switch right over here, so that can say, oh, either drop this thing or drop this down to let the balls kind of do what they need to. But yeah, so that it can get to either the lower left or the upper left from basically any shot, as well as the center spinner right here. The center spinner always sends you down to this middle flipper. I mean, these ramps aren't always going to send you over to this upper flipper, right? That's going to be certain modes or certain cases. If you're constantly looping something, for example, then I can say, all right, well, stop doing that and send you to that flipper. Um, and the other thing I was thinking about too is when the pumpkin is active and the pumpkin wants to be kind of an asshole to you. Um, if you keep shooting him in the center and then kind of shoot around any of the orbits or anything, he can pull the vine diverter down and force you to this upper flipper, and this upper flipper can't shoot him. So in order to relight him, you either need to shoot, like the side ramp or something, or just let the ball drop down and catch it down on this left flipper. It's not a smooth shot. There's a little bit of variety with that. Um, so yeah, there's that. The Another possibility which I'm toying with is, I mean, this could drop you to the back of the scoop, you know, to go into the back and then shoot you. But I kind of like the idea that any one of these can bring you to this upper flipper or to the lower flipper. And of course, this lower flipper can shoot this right ramp to bring you to the right flipper, and then the right flipper still has this orbit shot all the way around here. So you still have that. You still have this loop. You still have this loop. You know, it it can still flow around. I don't know. I think it'll be there's going to be enough variety with it. I think that it'll be interesting enough, and there's not going to be any clunking. I really didn't like the fact you shot this and it just clunked dead straight down. It opens up this area a little bit more, and yeah, but that does mean there is no traditional orbit around on this thing. It's all kind of ramp orbits, which again is fine because this is supposed to be a pumpkin patch with vines all over the place, and I plan on putting vines all over these ramps and such, and leaves and all kinds of other scenery on this thing to make it look visually tall and visually interesting. This also allows, like this upper ramp here, I can now put some other little pumpkin heads. Whoops, come on. I can put little pumpkin heads and other things on this platform, and I can have a platform up back here that I can put some pumpkin heads or something around there, or I can have a pumpkin head like right in the middle here, also. So there can be some interesting variety because I would like to have some pumpkin heads that can kind of bounce up and down, kind of like the aliens, so they can in Attack from Mars, so they can talk and do things. Um, so that could be kind of neat. I could, I mean, you can't really see one right there, like when you're that you can't see it there, but you can certainly see it over here. You can certainly see one that's above this whatchamacallit, this scoop. And you can certainly see some sceneries over here with LEDs or something, right? Anyways, there's still a little bit more work to do. Like I said, there's about a man day's worth of work left. But I think this is now gonna satisfy me and play better just in general. I didn't compromise any of the targets. I still have all the same number of targets all over the place. I made adjustments with them, but they're still all there. As I said, I have the scoop, so now I can have a trap thing to do game modes and things beyond just these little vine traps. So I have a ball lock on this side, ball lock on this side, and a ball lock in the middle. Whatever those need to do, however I want to use those, I now have it. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. So, what do you think? Let me know. Uh, I'll see you all later, I guess, at some other time.